Where are they? Rosie, where are my cars? What cars do you mean, James? Oh my god, Rosie, where's all your paint? Gotta go. What the heck? Hello everyone, Flying Scotsman 4472 back again with another video. And today's video is a review on the Thomas Wood, Rosie, Harvey, and Merlin. Thomas is just there just cuz. So, I bought these guys at Toys R Us while they were doing their last sale. And what I plan to do with these characters is paint them, like paint in all the wood areas, and use them in my series. So, in just general, the Thomas Wood characters, the more that I buy will just be used for remakes, and these will be express coaches. But yeah, so let's get started. So we'll start with Merlin. The reason why I bought Merlin was because I wanted a tender engine, and I did not want to buy like Gordon or someone, and I wanted one that I would actually use. So I got Merlin. He's the experimental engine. I have to give them props. The faces are great. The sculptings for like the fireboxes and stuff are great. And the decals are great. Everything else is terrible. The wood, like having the wood showing is bad. Having their wheelbases short is bad. The brick tenders are bad. Here, let me just get your average tender engine. Gordon is about your average tender engine. He's about the same size as most of the others. He is the same size. So, that's how much longer Gordon is. Even Gordon's tender is longer than Merlin's. So, yeah, that's kind of sad. But besides that, they got all the detail right that I can see. One thing that I like now is that they actually have buffer beams. So that's cool. The face looks great. Has no dome, sadly. The detail, for what little there is good. They have the 783 and the Merlin side plate. And I think this gap right here, like this black gap where the wheels are, where the coupling rods would be, I think that is a lot of space, and I think what they should have done is they should have had like a painted coupling rod there so that it looks like at least there's something to fill in that gap. But oh well, can't do everything, I suppose. And I plan to go out and buy some silver paint to paint him silver in certain areas. So yeah, next, oh yeah, for him I give him like a 4 out of 10, maybe 5 out of 10. Harvey, he actually has some pros comparing to his older model, which I actually have. Here I have his older model right here. You can probably tell one of the pros off the bat. Harvey, for the decals and his crane arm, is actually red, unlike the old model, which was brown. The crane basically works the same, just this one was a lot more hard and stiff, and this one was on a ratchet joint. While this one isn't, it's just on a stiff joint. The decals look good. The red wheels are nice. He has his square buffers. No cab detail. The backs on all the engines look terrible. The face is good compared to the CGI series. They always seem to do really well with getting Harvey's face right. So that was, yeah. He has his number 27. And, yeah, what I think is cool, what I like is that his crane actually blocks off most of the wood on top. So, yeah. But I'll try and find the correct red paint, and I'll paint in all the wood spots where I need to for the red. So, yeah. He'll be probably the easiest job. Oh yeah, and I also don't like the magnet because it's too big and it sticks over his face. So yeah. And last, but certainly not least, because I'll be buying more of these, is Rosie. Now, the reason why I bought Rosie is obviously because she is red, and I wanted a red Rosie. Because the only Rosie that I have is, as you saw in my Christmas video, the pink Rosie. So, yeah, I actually think I like the size of the Thomas Wood version better, and I think it suits Rosie more, because all of her proportions just look better. I like the size of her face and the smoke box compared to her side tanks and cab and bunker. I just think the smaller size for her works, because if you look at this, don't you think that Rosie just looks way too fat and big? Especially compared to her model that had the smaller smoke box and boiler. I just think that that works for the Thomas Wood model in its favor. In terms of the decals, they got all the original details right. I like the fact of there's more of a gap right here where it goes down to the piston, unlike here where it has that very minimal gap. It goes there to there, and that's it. They didn't get her firebox or her bunker correct, because this is basically the basic bunker for every engine. And the cube tender is the same tender for every engine. So all the engines from now on will have a Thomas-esque bunker. And not their actual bunkers if they have special ones, like Rosie does. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is that Thomas Wood engines are, well, just the tank engines in general are smaller. You can see that. Maybe this will work better. Sorry, trying to do this with one hand here. It's hard to do it with one hand, but it is bigger. Thomas Wood Railway is bigger. I like the face on the Thomas Wood one better, though. I think it captures Rosie better. This one does as well, but I also don't like the pink on her cheeks. I don't like the makeup. I don't know why, I just never did. I just think it works better for Daisy, but it doesn't work good for Rosie. But yeah, Rosie, get out of here. But yeah, so other decals and details are like the gold lining on her. She doesn't have her 3 domes nor her whistle. She has her 37 on her side with the NWR, which I do actually like the fact that they're calling the railway the NWR, or the Northwestern Railway now. But yeah, so that's pretty much her. Oh yeah, also all of the engines have like carved names now, so yeah. These, the only reason why I bought these ones were because these were ones that I was going to use, but I think I'm going to buy Thomas, Gordon, James, and Percy to make the normal Steam team. Like the main 6, and then maybe I'll buy more and customize them to be the main 11. But yeah, so this was basically all. Thomas Wood sucks mostly, for the most part. There are good aspects to it. I just wish they could have made the decals go all over the engine. So, that sucks. But yeah, so either way, I give all these models, I'd say around a 4 to 5 out of 10. So I think around maybe a 5 out of 10, 4.5 out of 10. Something like that. Because they're not terrible. They're not the worst bit of Thomas merchandise, but they are definitely bad. So, yeah, it's just sad how we went from this to this. I would have probably given it more leeway if at first we started with this, then went to this, and then went back to that, but we didn't. So it's kind of unacceptable, especially since with the great merchandise that Mattel's been releasing lately. Except for, you know, like items like the bubble loader. Either way, this was my review. So this is Flying Scotsman 4472 signing out.